Now, I'm not saying that I support the extrajudicial freezing of bank accounts with no due process while immunizing the banks to do so like the Canadian government did. In fact, I specifically and categorically condemn it. All that I'm saying is that if there is a circumstance under which I could understand it being done,
this would be it.
Viva Frei, former Montreal litigator turned Florida rumbler, and this is Winnie the Westie, who is enjoying the new home office and a little belly rub. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, down you go. For those of you who are not paying attention to the news, a video has recently gone viral of they're being called pro-Palestine protests, but it's clear that if your goal is to support the Palestinian people, there are good and bad ways of doing it. This would be an example of a bad way of doing it, but protests have been breaking out across Canada, across America as well, and a recent video of one such protest at I think it's a mall in downtown Toronto, went viral for all of the wrong reasons, and in case you've been living under a rock and haven't seen the video, this is the video, or at least some clips from it, because it's a 6-minute long video. Here are some highlights.
I'm telling you, because if he touches me, I'm putting him on the floor. You come near me, I'll put you lay down on the floor. I'll lay you sleep. I'll put you 6 feet deep. I'll put you 6 feet deep. Bitch ass boy. I'll slap the fuck out of you. I'll put you 6 feet deep. Come. You're a man, come touch me. Come touch me. If you're a man, come touch me. You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
This video went viral, obviously for all of the wrong reasons. What you have is a masked man seemingly threatening a police officer to, quote, cut him and, quote, put him 6 feet deep. And no, I don't think it was a throwback to that amazing HBO series, 6 Feet Deep or 6 Feet Under.
Stop being so dramatic.
Mom, it's a fact.
David, we all have problems. This oat bran is stuck on here like cement because you didn't soak any water in it. Thank you very much.
This was an overt threat, in my humble opinion, seemingly directed at a police officer. The video went viral everywhere. If you haven't seen it, it's because you're not on the internet. Dave Rubin talked about it.
Justin Trudeau froze the bank accounts of peaceful truckers. Meanwhile, jihadists dressed like Cobra soldiers can wander around threatening to murder other Canadians.
I posted a glib response to this video, which itself went quasi-viral on Twitter.
Did at Justin Trudeau or at CA Freeland at least freeze his bank account? Laughing emoji, though it's not funny.
The video went viral and put Canada back on the international media spotlight yet again for all of the wrong reasons, and people are saying, well, I hope they froze his bank accounts, yada yada. You would expect that the individual got arrested, but lo and behold, the individual actually didn't get arrested, didn't even get charged, and the Toronto Police Association put out a tweet today explaining the situation. When you read this, it's just going to blow your freaking mind. Get out of Canada, people, because this country is not going to be a safe place for much longer.
It's a country of lawlessness.
Outright lawlessness. Not hierarchy, not double standards, not two-tiered levels of justice.
Lawlessness.
I'm too tired.
Joe Warmington at Joe_Warmington tweeted as follows. This isn't Gaza, it's Toronto, where threatening police is unacceptable, and linking to a Toronto Sun article. For those of you who might not know who Joe Warmington is a journalist. Once upon a time, many of us would have said he was on the side of the enemy. He has taken quite a thorough red pill over the last year or two, and he's turned into actually a seemingly responsible journalist who at least ostensibly is trying to search for the truth, even if it means taking a little bit of flack for it. So Joe Warmington,
welcome to the dark side, dude.
He puts out that tweet, and what does the Toronto Police Association have to say in response to his tweet? Toronto Police Association at TPACA. Officers were at the Eaton Centre to respond to a protest where threats were directed to a member of the public, not to police. It's actually crazy. Don't worry, people. He wasn't threatening a police officer. If he were threatening a police officer, he would have been swiftly arrested. He was threatening a lowly citizen. But don't worry, we looked into it, and the citizen who was just threatened by a very angry mob at a downtown Toronto shopping center, that citizen who was just threatened chose not to press charges, so we just washed our hands of it and went home for the day.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
The victim chose not to pursue the matter. TPA members are working each day to ensure protests do not escalate, and we are grateful for their efforts. What in the name of sweet holy hell did I just read? This is the Toronto Police Association saying they're working to make sure that these protests don't get violent. You know, where like people threaten to kill other people? We're working to make sure these things don't get too violent. But don't worry, that guy threatening to, cut someone up and stick him 6 feet under, he wasn't talking to a police officer, people. Don't worry, they're in control. He was just talking to a citizen, and that citizen chose not to pursue the matter. You all know that I am a former Montreal litigator turned Florida rumbler. I practiced civil law. I never practiced criminal.
But I studied criminal law.
It is sometimes a common misconception that people think the plaintiff or the complainant in a criminal matter is the victim of the crime.
No.
The complainant in a criminal matter is the state. It is the Crown in Canada. If someone, for example, gets killed, well, they're not there to file a complaint anymore. The Crown files a complaint against the accused criminal for and on behalf of the state, the country, the citizens at large. So when the TPA...
I am the Great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
Their name is actually the TPA. That's the Toilet Paper Association, because that's pretty much what their tweet is worth. They come out and say, well, the citizen chose not to press charges. Irrelevant! The Crown presses the charges, one of the reasons for which is sometimes, just sometimes, the victims are a little bit intimidated to file a complaint themselves. Now, true, when you don't have the victim cooperation, sometimes it makes for a harder prosecution. If you're missing, for example, the prime witness, that being the victim, that doesn't apply when the actual crime was literally recorded on video. That doesn't apply when you have video evidence of the crime being committed, the words being spoken, the threatening words being spoken to intimidate whomever, a police officer or a citizen. I'm indifferent. I don't care one way or the other. To someone, the threat of violence was issued with the intent to threaten against someone.
It's on video.
I'll lay you sleep. I'll put you 6 feet deep. I'll put you 6 feet deep.
But the police say, well, the victim didn't want to file a complaint. Who in their right mind would want to file a complaint under those circumstances? And I took to Twitter to say as much. Are you flipping kidding us at TPACA? A man is recorded threatening the life of someone, and he wasn't arrested because he was allegedly threatening a citizen and not a police officer? And the citizen whose life was just threatened, quote, chose, end quote, not to press charges? Are you kidding? Also, and I'm no criminal lawyer, but it's the Crown that presses charges, not the victim. When the crime is literally recorded, victim cooperation is hardly essential. You should be ashamed of yourselves. They really should be ashamed of themselves. Understand the double standard lawlessness that we're witnessing right now. When the Ottawa protest was going on, the most peaceful protest you had ever seen, they froze bank accounts. They came down with a fist of fury, a militarized police, beat the living piss out of veterans, and I mean literally, maybe not the living piss, beat the ever-loving heck out of veterans, actual veterans. They came down and said, we needed to do this, declare the Emergencies Act, because they were blocking critical infrastructure.
Horse crap.
Across the country, you have mass protests, and in Toronto, you have a protest where a man is recorded threatening to kill someone, to cut them, to put them 6 feet under, and the cops just sit back and say,
well, the victim didn't want to press any charges, and they weren't threatening a police officer.
Go on, carry on with your day, Canada.
I thought you said the law was powerless.
Powerless to help you, not punish you. Earned my treat.
This is the absolute state of Canada. It's not a two-tier justice system. It's not hierarchy. It's outright lawlessness. And now the precedent has been set that you can literally be recorded threatening to kill someone, and the police are going to do nothing unless you threaten a police officer. So don't threaten the police officer protesters. Just threaten citizens and intimidate them to the point where they would obviously, reasonably not want to file a complaint, and you just get to walk off scot-free and carry on with your threats and intimidation. Serenity now. Serenity now. What is the serenity prayer? I can't remember the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I am lacking the wisdom to know the difference, or I'm lacking the impulse control to not get frustrated when I know that I cannot make a difference. But lo and behold, that's what a dog is for. You scratch the little belly, it lowers the blood pressure, and can I get a kiss? The dog is snubbing me. Look at this, look at this. Scratch my belly, master. Do that. Yes, yes. If you like my videos, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a comment in the comment section below. Snip, clip, share away. If you want to follow on Rumble, Viva Frei, on Twitter, the Viva Frei, on vivabarneslaw.locals.com, you can be a non-supporting member, just be part of our wonderful above-average community, or you can choose to support the work that Robert Barnes and I do. It's going to be $10 a month, or a discounted rate of $100 a year in the new year. For the rest of the month, it's going to be $7 a month, $70 a year at the discounted rate. Get locked in now before the prices go up. That's if you want to support us. Otherwise, you know what to do. Tune in for any one of my daily or almost daily live streams. I will see you before the end of the year, but just in case I don't, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Get out there, talk to people, make sure your friends and neighbors are doing well, and now you know you vlog. Peace out. Booyah!
Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. Confucius.
What do you have to say for yourself?